I'm Becky.
And I'm Beth.
Today we're talking about Harry Potter. All of them, kind of our favorite stuff about them, and some of the stuff that we didn't like. Just for the record, we're not talking about the author. We're not getting into that today. We are not talking about the movies or the cookbooks or any of the toys that go with this because there's a lot. We are just talking about the books. So, Beth, tell me, which is your favorite book out of all of them?
My favorite book out of all of them is Half-Blood Prince. It's kind of almost at the end, but not the end.
Okay.
What about your favorite?
Well, my personal favorite is The Goblet of Fire. It sort of started as very light, but it progressively got darker. I think for me, when I first read it and when I grew up, it was a lot of fun because I didn't have all the internet memes or anything like that telling me what happened at the end. So I was a bit surprised that she actually killed off a good guy. And I wasn't expecting that to happen. So I've always liked The Goblet of Fire just for that sheer, she will actually do anything. And it was also very sad at the same time to see how people reacted to a character like that dying and the fact that it was kept throughout the books. Who's your favorite character?
Ooh, my favorite character. That's a hard one. But I'd have to go with Hermione Granger due to the fact that she's put into a world that she's unfamiliar with, and yet she can't tell her family members about it. And has to disconnect herself from her life outside of school, from her life in school. How about your favorite character?
My favorite character, believe it or not, is Hagrid. I enjoyed him just for the sheer common sense that he had. I shouldn't have said that. Because he is the type of character for me that I could really relate to, because oftentimes I have a bit of foot and mouth syndrome and I will make mistakes where I go later on, I shouldn't have said that. And so I could relate to him far better. I could also relate to him because he made mistakes, and yet he wasn't always the one that made the mistakes. How about your least favorite character?
Ooh, my least favorite character. This is going to be slightly controversial. A bit of an odd one, but I never really liked Dumbledore.
Well, tell me why.
Ooh. I never really liked Dumbledore because he seemed like that type of person who would pick favorites, and he picked Gryffindor as his favorite a lot of the time. Especially in the first book, honestly, when he switched the win from Slytherin to Gryffindor. I never really liked that about him, was I will pick the favorite and separate the other three houses from my favorite.
Interesting.
How about yours?
My least favorite characters, actually it was characters, and I sort of had a little change of heart near the end, was the Weasley twins. I always felt that they were comedy, and they never really, they were sort of the ones, hey, I'm Fred, no, I'm Fred, nor I'm George, no, he's George too. In the Goblet of Fire, where they were taking potions and making themselves older, they didn't seem to get that what their actions were had consequences. And even in the Order of the Phoenix, they kind of understood. I think the redeeming area was actually in the Deathly Hallows when George actually gets hurt doing something that he needed to do, and then Fred in fact dies. I really felt bad for not liking them. Now, to be fair, I will probably say my least favorite good guys are the Weasleys. Of course, we all know Voldemort I wasn't a big fan of, but who really is, he was the bad guy. So just to be fair, you know, out of all these books, what's the big thing for you, like, that you get out of them?
Guess the coming age story kind of, well, when Harry grows up and goes, yeah, that was a good experience. I liked that. It had its trials and tribulations, but I liked it. How about you?
Well, for me, it was not only the coming of age, but it was all the closures in each novel. They could be standalone, but you could also take this novel and realize everything that's in it, which is the Deathly Hallows, also related to all these other ones. So you kind of got, while you could feel you could grab any of these books and read them alone, you could, in fact, take them as a grouping, and just really realize that all of these have their own intricate links with one another. But I still honestly felt that I could pick up a book and read any of them at any time. Not necessarily, for example, in the Order of the Phoenix in one sitting, but I could read them and enjoy them individually. Biggest theme was for me the how one so young or so old could handle death. Yeah. You know, I enjoyed the series. How about you?
I did enjoy the series, yes.
Yeah, definitely. But on the next one, we're going to be talking about another series.
Ooh.
I'm thinking Terry Brooks, because you know quite a bit of them. So, see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, because we want to hear your voice out of all of this.